Hello everyone and welcome back to another exciting chess game from the history of chess. And this was an epic chess game between Mikhail Tal and Bobby Fischer. Two of them, they are one of the greatest chess legends of all times. So Bobby Fischer, he was playing with the black pieces, Mikhail Tal was playing with the white pieces. But there was a small problem for Mikhail Tal. This was Bobby Fischer when he was playing at the God mode. So let's see what happened in this chess game. This was a blitz chess game when both players had only 5 minutes in their clock. And there was also no time increment. So let's see what happened in this chess game. Mikhail Tal, who has the white pieces, starts the game with pushing the e-pawn, c5, the Sicilian defense, knight to f3, d6, knight to c3, e5, by Bobby Fischer. Controlling on d4, better with this move. Weakening the d-pawn, but it is okay. Bishop to c4, bishop to e7, d3, knight to f6, and castling by Mikhail Tal. Knight to c6, and now knight goes back. Mikhail Tal simply wants to push the pawn and open the f-file, which was very typical for Tal. Bobby Fischer also castled f4 as planned. And now Fischer played a6, planning to play b5, a4 by Mikhail Tal, not allowing that, capturing the pawn, bishop takes on f4, bishop to e6, exchanging, and also Fischer opened the f-file, bishop to g3, queen to b6, by Bobby Fischer. And in this position maybe he is threatening some discovery attacks to the king, which is insignificant, and also I believe capturing the pawn is out of questions. It is not possible, I believe, because of rook to b1, attacking the queen. Well, of course, in this position, Mikhail Tal played queen to d2, and now capturing the pawn is off the table, because if capturing the pawn, then rook to b1, and I believe capturing on b7 is not the case, because if after defending the queen, rook to b3 is, I believe, trapping the queen, so we have knight to g4, so capturing the pawn would be a blunder. But Bobby Fischer was not a chess patzer, of course, so he didn't capture the pawn, which was a small bait by Mikhail Tal. But we also know that when other chess players, when they were blundering his heavy pieces, Bobby Fischer was not even blundering some of his pawns. He played extremely accurately and extremely quickly. Incredible. So after knight to g4, we have knight to f3, and now knight to d4, and now rook from a to b1 by Mikhail Tal. And Bobby Fischer captured the knight. Knight takes on f3, capturing back with the pawn, knight to e5, king to g2, defending the f-pawn, knight to g6, and we have knight to e2, and here comes checking the king, knight to h4. So if moving the king, capturing the pawn with the knight, so Mikhail Tal had to give up the bishop, bishop takes on h4, and already at an early stage of the game, Fischer is actually doing pretty well against Mikhail Tal. b4 by Tal. Tal is advancing from the queen side and he wants to open the b-file, moving the queen away, capturing the pawn, capturing back. And a5 by Mikhail Tal, and he can play rook to b6. But now Fischer is building up from the king side, and he is planning a battery with the rooks and targeting the king. So f4 by Tal, doubling the rooks, rook to b6, and now Fischer played bishop to g5. So if capturing the bishop, then rook takes rook, and that is losing. So we have e5. Did Bobby Fischer made a mistake? Because after defending the rook, Mikhail Tal bang, he simply captured the pawn, rook takes on e6. As I said, Bobby Fischer didn't even blunder the pawns when he was playing blitz chess games. Fischer played queen to f7, attacking the rook must be defended, and then bang. Getting back the pawn. Rook takes on f4, rook takes, knight takes, queen takes, and then finally rook takes on f4, and we have reached this endgame. Well, Mikhail Tal is invading the file, and actually going back with the rook I believe is not working because of pushing the pawn. Also Mikhail Tal has a pass pawn. It looks like Tal is winning actually. Fischer is going after the a pawn, so going back with the rook is not working I believe because of pushing the e pawn as I said. But still Mikhail Tal is advancing. This must be something like being on the ropes when prime Mike Tyson is attacking with all his punches to you. So this must be scary. But not for Fischer. That's only scary for weak people like me, not for Bobby Fischer. He played king to f8. And of course pushing the pawn is not working. Check, and now Fischer is defending, and now rook takes on g7. Fischer captured the a pawn, Tal captured the b pawn, and Mikhail Tal is a pawn up with an advanced pawn, with a pass pawn. So we have rook to a2 attacking the c pawn is pinned, Fischer captured the pawn, but now Mikhail Tal captured on h7, and again Mikhail Tal is a pawn up. But I am sure that Mikhail Tal's seconds was melting, his minutes was melting. On the other hand, Bobby Fischer was extremely quickly. He was playing extremely quickly, so he had lots of minutes in his clock. We know that he mostly spent only 2 minutes and 30 seconds, which is incredible. So we have c4 by Fischer. Tal is pushing the pawn and he has 2 connected pass pawns. And also he thought that he's probably winning in this position because, okay, he's a pawn up, but now rook to d2, also Bobby Fischer is planning to push the pawn. King to e4, and now c2, only one move left. Rook must go behind the pawn, king to d8, again defending, but now the a pawn is marching. So Tal's h pawn is marching as well, but Bobby Fischer's a pawn is quick, much quicker. So in this position you can never play rook over to somewhere. Let's say rook takes pawn, then promoting the queen. And there is also a small problem for Mikhail Tal. Bobby Fischer's king is defending much better than Mikhail Tal's king. An interesting endgame. So we have king to e5, and now Fischer is also advancing, Tal is advancing as well. Check, king to f5, check, king to g4, and now Fischer also pushed the a pawn. Once again, d7, and now Mikhail Tal has a threat. He is threatening to check the king after moving the king, promoting the queen. So we have king to e7, the best defense. And now, in this position, Mikhail Tal is threatening to push the pawn, but now Fischer is defending easily and threatening to push the a pawn. Check. Fischer is defending easily. Once again, if promoting the queen, capturing the queen, rook takes pawn, and then promoting the c pawn or a pawn to a queen. So this is also losing for Mikhail Tal. Incredible. Fischer is simply winning pretty easily actually. Pushing the pawn, the last try of Mikhail Tal, but now bang, rook takes on d7, and Mikhail Tal resigned. Actually, in fact, Tal is getting checkmated. So if checking the king, simply capturing the pawn, in this position Mikhail Tal resigned. It is hard to play against Einstein's theory. That's why he resigned. So in the possible continuation, what else? Going behind one of these pawns, but unfortunately for Tal, Bobby Fischer has 2 passed pawns. Also capturing the pawn is a fine move, and then promoting the queen is also working, but computer says you can simply promote the queen. That's not going to do much. White can also promote the queen, but this is not going to hurt black because there is forced checkmate. Check, king to g4, check, king to h5, checking the king, and then bang, rook to h7, checkmate. White is getting checkmated. This is how Bobby Fischer defeated the magician from Riga. Back in the days in 1950s, Mikhail Tal used to defeat Bobby Fischer pretty easily. But in 1970, it could be Mikhail Tal, it could be Petrosyan, Korchnoi, Larsen, Spassky. It doesn't matter for Bobby Fischer. Fischer was going to defeat all of them. Because this was probably the greatest chess player of all times. Or one of the greatest, but probably he was at top 3. So, Bobby Fischer was simply incredible. And thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time with more beautiful and amazing chess games like this one. So, stay safe, take care, and bye bye.